Hey folks, Good Guy Glenn here, and today is Thursday, July 4th, 2024. I'm just sitting home in the backyard, enjoying this beautiful sunny day. Not too hot, not too cool, just right for summer. I hope all of you are having a great Independence Day. All of you who are out on the road, I hope that you have a safe place to park, you're in a truck stop, you're getting a shower, you're getting something to eat. And I've been just enjoying the at-home life, not being on the road. And, there's certain things about it I miss, but all in all, I'm glad to be spending the holiday home. Just wanted to touch base with y'all, see how you all are doing. Freight picking up a little bit lately. There's been some movement. There's been guys getting miles, guys and gals getting some miles out there. And who knows, the economy's still in the shitter for the most part, but what are you going to do? I don't know if y'all saw the debate. Big disaster there. Big disaster. Makes you wonder what's going on, but you know how I feel about Joe Biden. He hasn't been running the country since he got into office. And now we're in the situation that we're in now. We're in a situation where the economy is bad, that inflation on groceries is up 30%. I see it. I feel it. I know everyone feels it, and that affects us. It creates people who, it creates a situation where people are spending less. And when they're spending less goods are going out. And when less goods are going out, the freight market goes down. And it doesn't also help that there's a situation going on right now. And I made a video about this, but the video got compromised and it didn't come out well. The brokers are taking advantage of this, and they're cutting into profits on loads so much that they're offering loads at $1 a mile. Now, who can take $1 a mile? Even now, the mega carriers, who've always been notorious for undercutting everybody, can't take some of these loads for $1 a mile. It doesn't cover the overhead. So if you're an owner-operator, you're certainly not taking $1 a mile. It's not looking too good for the megas either. There's been talk about going after what is being called broker fraud. I don't know what constitutes broker fraud, but I would imagine that when you broker a load with a Walmart or a Target or whoever, a Lowe's, a Home Depot, and you take the load for $4 a mile, and then you basically take 75% of that off the top as your broker fee, and then are offering it at $1 a mile. I think that's broker fraud. You don't have the truck. You don't have the logistics company to move it. You are just a broker trying to broker a deal. Any other profession, a broker would get 10-15%. In real estate, you only get 5-6%. And that's, you just don't see commissions on brokers at the level that these brokers are charging. And what we are seeing a lot of is cutting the broker out, and these megas are creating accounts direct ship with Walmart, with Target, and they're cutting the broker out. So all you brokers who are legit, you can thank all the brokers who aren't legit for messing up your game. You might see a time coming up where you won't see a brokerage won't even exist anymore. Companies will hire megas straight out the gate. It'll push the owner-operator game pretty much right out of existence, and they will sign exclusive contracts with Warner, Western Express. Probably not Western Express. Western Express will always take the salvage garbage at the bottom of the barrel, but they'll sign big deals with Schneider and J.B. Hunt and Warner, and that'll be what they'll do. They'll take on these accounts, and they'll ship for Walmart and all the big companies, and that's how freight will probably move going forward. You're going to see a lot of the smaller megas probably get pushed out, and all the megas have to do is go in and take these loads at $2 a mile, and then continue to pay their drivers, let's say 52 cents a mile for a good company, You know, at very most, they're going to pay you 62 cents a mile. Maybe if you're like a driver that's been around a while, maybe you're getting 62 cents a mile. So they're bringing in a decent amount of money to run these loads. Now, what does that mean for us? I don't really know what it means for us. I really don't know. And going back to the debate, we see that old Sleepy Joe, he's not doing too well. He's obviously doesn't have his faculties about him, but does it really matter? Now, you bring Trump in as president, yeah, I bet the economy gets better, but does that really change how things are? The damage is done. I don't think we're going to see things go back the way that they were. I think that freight could go up because as more and more freight has to move, it puts people in a good position. But I think what happened was, in this time where things were down, the megas really stepped up to the plate, and the megas took over a lot of these, taking on a lot of this freight. What do I really know? Not a whole bunch of anything. I'm not an economist, nor am I a super trucker. And all you super truckers, you're going to attack me in the comments anyway, and I really don't care. This really is a matter of, right now, for your family, what's important. Are these sky-high grocery bills important to you? I bet you they are. I bet you don't want to pay $5 for a gallon of milk. I bet you don't want to pay $11 for bacon. I bet you don't want meat to be $6 a pound. We see a lot of the items that we need every day sky high in price. I like to eat peppers, for instance. Why are peppers $3.99 a pound? Or $3.99 each? I'm not sure. All I see is the sign that says $3.99, and I just think it's kind of sky high, right? Sky high. Fuel's expensive. It's come down a little bit, but nowhere near the levels of when the big orange guy was in power. And a lot of people want to say, oh, he offended me. He's not presidential. Oh, Joe Biden is presidential. That guy doesn't even know what day it is. You know what I mean? He just knows that he's gonna get. Jill is gonna give him some ice cream and he pat him on the head, tell him he's a good boy. Did you see that video? You did a good job, Joe. You answered all the questions like he was a kindergartner. This is the guy who can determine whether or not we go to nuclear war with Russia or China. And this is the guy that they got running the show. Like I said, I don't know much. I'm just a dumb guy with a CDL who does these videos. And a lot of things going on. A lot of interesting things going on in the trucking industry. A lot of layoffs happening. And why are these layoffs happening? Is it the freight market? It's a little bit the freight market. Things are getting moved around right now. What are we going to see? Well, the new statistics are out, and we are at an all-time high for accidents with combination drivers. Semi-trucks are getting into more accidents than ever before. And how is this possible, you may say? We've switched over. Everyone's got to go to CDL school now. There's a requirement. And for some reason, since they passed that rule, almost 2 years ago now, since they passed that rule that everyone's got to go to an accredited CDL school to be out there on the road, we see more and more accidents. Well, why is that, good guy Glenn? Well, I've covered that before. Because we start pushing these programs to pay for CDL school through welfare programs, through, state assistant programs. And I'm not going to complain. That's how I got my CDL license. Step up for some people. Some people, they step up and they want this and they know. And they want to be truckers. They want that CDL. They want to do the right thing. And then some people have no business driving a car, let alone an 80,000-pound semi-truck. But, this is America. We're going to be fair. We're going to let everyone have a chance. Everyone gets a trophy. Everyone gets a CDL license. You come to this country. You can't read English. You can't speak English. We'll give you the test in your language. And then when you're cruising through Pennsylvania and it says on 6 different signs, all trucks left lane, and you shoot by me in the right lane, and I look at you and I could tell, you're from Uzbekistan. You keep riding that right lane. That's cool. That's cool too. But I can't really say who you're going to point the finger at and blame all these accidents on. I don't think it's any one particular group. I think, like I said, we have come to a head here. We have come to a catalyst where we have a lot of different reasons for what's going on right now in the industry. We have a lot of people out there, as you can see, who shouldn't be out there. We have people doing wacky things in truck stops. There'll be plenty of spots at night and they park on the curb or they block other drivers because they can't back. Backing is a very important part of trucking. I don't get it. If you can't back, like, what are you doing? And you just think you're just not going to ever back? That always blows my mind too. But that's just so much a little part of it. Not being able to back into the dock, that's a pretty big part indeed. Not making it to your drops, that's a big part. There are drivers out there that are sleeping in till like 9 o'clock in the morning and wondering why they get new miles. You know, they sit and they take 16-hour breaks. And I'm not talking 16-hour breaks because their live unload isn't until like 1300. That's one thing that might be acceptable if you're real close and, you know, you drive out your miles and get real close and you know that they won't take you early, so you sleep late. That's great. Those are great when those days happen. But we're just talking like literally you're late to all your appointments because you just can't get up, you know? But you think because you're driving out your 11 hours, you're doing good. But you're not doing good because you're not trip planning at all. You're just running amok. You're just waking up whenever and just driving. Go, go, go. Trying to make it to where you're going. And then, lo and behold, you miss your appointment time and you have to sit on your load. And, oh, another thing. A thing that was bothering me the other day, you know, I go on the Western Express group and I try to help out other drivers when they ask questions. And this one girl, she was in Queens, New York, and she was delivering to Costco. And any of us who've ever delivered to Costco know that 05 they start unloading and you got to get there and you got to like park in the dock and you need to unload, and they will not unload you after 10 a.m. Once they open, they do not unload you because they don't have the space at a lot of these Costco's to unload trucks when their parking lot is full. So you have up until 10 a.m. when they open up to unload. So you ask, well, I'm 15 minutes early, it's almost 10 and they won't take my load. Well, yeah. And then they say, well, in the load notes it said 10 a.m. But why didn't you call? Why didn't you call the receiver and ask what time is the earliest you could get there? You know, and these are things you want to do. And then, God forbid, like you go lease purchase with the desire of like you're going to go owner op one day. You know, because this is what everyone thinks they're going to do when they become an OTR truck driver, right? We're all going to go to lease purchase and then we're going to all run our own authority and then we're all going to be owner op. Well, dude, why are you not trip planning? I still don't understand this concept of you don't trip plan. You just hit go on Copilot or whatever your company's GPS is and you follow that blindly like a zombie going to the area, and you have no idea when you like where you're going, how you're going to stage when you get there. How does it work? How many times have you pulled into a receiver and you see like a dumb Western Express driver lost in the sauce, pulling his truck, blocking everybody from being able to back into the dock door, and they're just lost in the sauce, man. They don't know what they're doing, and they don't know they were supposed to stage across the street in that staging area and check in because they didn't trip plan and they didn't call ahead and they didn't find out what they were supposed to do. And then you mention this to them in the group, and then they come down on you like you don't know what you're talking about, or you're somehow like, you know, against them. It's just like, no, dude, it's just that you're like not really good at the job. You're not good at the job. You know what I mean? Like you gotta like trip plan. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know the shipper and receiver. Will they load you early? Will they unload you early? Most of the time, I was early all the time. There was a couple of instances where it bit me in the ass. There was a couple of instances where I sat for 11, 12 hours waiting to get unloaded or loaded because I jumped the gun with a live load. But I took the chance, and sometimes I got loaded early and I got on the move early. If you're going to be sitting around doing nothing anyway, you might as well be sitting down in their lot. You might as well check in, and they might load you early. I mean, what are you going to do, sit at the truck stop? And this goes back to the fact that a lot of these people, they don't have any food on their trucks. You know, they're not ready for if something is to happen. If you get stuck at a shipper or receiver, they have no food. They have no concept of like what to do. I always have food in the truck. I always have canned food, ramen noodles for a last resort. I always have plenty of water on the truck. I had a refrigerator on my truck, so I had some things in the refrigerator, you know. I know not all trucks are going to have inverters at some of the companies you're at, so you're not going to be able to have a refrigerator, but there's plenty of canned food. It's no problem having ramen, and you could get a 12-volt thing for the lighter where you could boil water to make your ramen. You know, there's a lot of like little tricks to the trade there, and you're showing up Queens, New York for a load that was supposed to be delivered at 05 at 10 a.m. and wondering where am I going to go in Queens, New York now, because there's no parking in Queens. If you're driving to NYC, you've got a trip plan, because you're probably going to have to park in Jersey. You probably have to go to Vince Lombardi, and that's going over that bridge, and you can't come back. Well, I don't know. Some companies allow you to come back over the GWB inbound. Inbound GWB for a tractor trailer off peak is $95. $95. Keep that in mind. That's a toll that you're paying to get in to the inbound GWB. So if you have a delivery in Queens, you miss it, you can't go to Jersey to stage, you're going to have to find a place. And where are you going to find in New York City? There's no place to park. A couple places off the Cross Bronx, they fill up real quick. They're shady as heck. I don't know the logistics or the legality of parking there, but if you just would have trip planned and you just would have known that Costco stops taking deliveries at 10 a.m., you would have known that. That being said, for all you Western Express drivers, I don't know if you've been watching the drama unfold over there with Keith and Enrico. It's been quite interesting indeed. Seeing what's going on there, it's like the Clash of the Titans. It's kind of like Western Express's own version of a rap battle, and I think that's kind of neat. I wish that the guys could rap and drop diss tracks on each other. It would be so much more entertaining, but instead they've decided to make some videos, dropping videos talking about each other. I don't know, quite interesting. I have to say I'm Team Enrico myself. I like what he has to say. He's a veteran, and he's just out here trying to make his time at Western Express. 4 months going strong, and he just doesn't like the way that Keith talks to people. And I understand. I've had words as far as interactions with Keith online as well. Keith does come off like a guy who knows it all. And then he makes a video, and I see that he's basically a child, and I'm not going to disrespect him and call him a child, but he's young. He's a young dude. And I'm 50 years old, and he's, what, 32? 34 tops? He's a young kid, and he's talking to me online like he's my dad? Like he's going to tell me a thing or two? Listen, I may have not had my CDL for very long, but I've been around the way, and I've been in the workforce a long time, and I've done a lot of things in my life. So, you're not going to talk to me like I'm an idiot. Okay? And, you know, we all take jabs at each other online. It's like what we do. I get it. But he brings it to the next level, acting like he's some sort of authority. It is what it is. I understand, like, it seems like he's trying to help people out, but really what he's trying to do is he's trying to get your referral code. He's hawking those sites, and he's talking, anytime he sees somebody saying, I just got out of CDL school, would Western Express hire me? He DMs them right away, gives him his driver code, and tries to get a referral fee out of them. Guaranteed, that's what's going on. I never understood the referral fee thing. I get it. It's cool, but like why you would ever try to get a referral fee to bring someone to Western Express, it's like trying to get a referral fee for giving someone herpes. It's like kind of uncool, in my opinion. But what do I know? Like I said, I'm just a dumb truck driver. So I hope wherever you all are, you're enjoying your Independence Day, remembering what today is all about, our independence from England over basically taxes. Right now, we're being ruled by a party that wants to tax us to death, and they don't seem to care much. Keep that in mind as you eat your hot dogs and hamburgers today and shoot off fireworks. That we went to war for attacks on tea. And look where we are right now. So, keeping that in mind, I hope you all love God, say your prayers, love your family, be safe out there, do your pre-trip, eat a yogurt and a banana every single day, take your vitamins, drink plenty of water, it's summertime. And don't forget to smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so when I drop another video, you get a notification. And once again, this is Good Guy Glenn. Thanks for watching.